Hey, I'm Patch. I've been in a coma for the past 3 months, and you are watching one of my Animal Jam videos, so let's get into it.
Hey, I'm Bepper. Animal Jam has 100 million
Look at this
players,
dude.
and you are watching one of my videos, so let's get into it.
People that are that unironically energetic and enthusiastic about Animal Jam videos nowadays are actually a whole new level of psychopath. Anyways, hi, nice of you to join me again after I killed my channel off for about 3 months. I'm sort of trying to get back into the swing of things, upload more regularly. I don't know, I'm working on some bigger stuff, so this is like a in-between upload sort of thing. So since I have been in a coma for 3 months basically, I'm sitting on a huge backlog of videos I'd like to make, like different topics and stuff, so... tier lists, I doubt they're popular at all anymore, but either way I had a cool idea for one, so I thought why not just make the video, because I have this thing where I'm like putting off videos and then I end up not even making them, and that's a shame, because I'd rather actually put out some content than none. Anyway, I should probably explain. So this is basically a most iconic items tier list from AJ. Most, if not all of these, were submitted by you guys. Over on my Instagram story yesterday, I posted like a poll thing asking you guys to submit some popular AJ clothing items. Not necessarily, you know, rare ones or ones people often use, but like iconic ones that sort of anyone who plays the game would know about. Like, it could be even shop ones, things along those lines that they're basically easy identifiable, let's put it this way. So I actually got a load of really good submissions and a couple of really fucking terrible ones. Some of you guys are useless. Either way though, thanks so much for being involved in that. I want to make more like interactive stuff like this, so yeah, if you want to keep updated, just follow my Instagram. Anyhow, I should probably explain how I'm going to be judging this. Oh, also, credit for all of these images goes to the AJ Wiki, this one right here. Not the AJ Rarity Wiki though, as that one is cancer, and I know it's ran by a bunch of grebs that just try and scam people into believing, you know, some shitty items are worth a lot. But yeah, this page is actually really useful, the Animal Jam fandom wiki, so I basically had to go through all 1,486... clothing items. It was a long night, guys, okay, to get this video out, but I went through all of these to just basically get all these images that you see right here. In total, there is almost 100 of these items that I'm gonna have to rate, so this video might be long. So just once again to clarify, I'm not rating these based on rarity or the popularity that people actually use them in-game. I'm sort of just rating them based on how iconic they are, and it's also like a personal, you know, my opinion thing, like how much I like them as well. I'm going to leave this whole template thing for the tier maker in the description below if you guys want to do your own list, you know. Also, if you agree or disagree with any of these, feel free to type it in comments. I didn't include, for example, every colour of a spike, because that would just be ridiculous. I'm not going to fucking sit here and rate the colour spectrum. So instead what I did was I categorized the items like into sets or groups. So, for example, if you see like a beard, that was probably a bad example. A spike. So like if you see a spike, I'm not going to rate every 50 of the different Diamond Shop spike variations. Basically, I'm not going to be judging by colours or variants of the item, but rather I'm grouping all of like the variants together. So any like Rare Item Monday versions, any beta versions of any like masks or stuff, I'm going to be grouping them all together. So it's not like a list on rarity, so I think it's fine to put all the colours in and just rate it on the actual item design. Also, really sorry for this is really bugging my OCD now for some of the inconsistent like PNGs. I tried to make them all PNGs, but then I realised that they're all like different sizes, and then I sort of just rolled with the AJ Wiki images, and now it looks like a bit of a mess. But anyway, I'm not gonna start stalling, and let's just get right into it. Alright, so let's start off with some simpler stuff, maybe. Flag, why not? Oh, also, I forgot to mention, it goes from Godly, ABC to Cancer. Cancer, of course, being, you know, bottom tier, garbage stuff. Flag. I mean, it's an okay item, but are you realistically going to be using this over like bows and swords and stuff? I mean, it's not a bad item, honestly. It's not designed too bad, but it's just a floating flag, so I'm gonna have to put it in C. Cupid Wings. Oh, I remember the whole deal that was going on with these about how like the glitched ones have like what are they called? Glossy Cupid Wings, where it's like a slightly brighter shine on the wings, and that makes them like really rare or whatever. And people invested in those, like traded a lot for these, and then They basically got trolled because no one wanted these. I mean, the rarity of them was constantly going up and down, I remember, but at the end of the day, it's just... I'm not going to be rating it on rarities. I should probably mention the wings as well. I'm not going to be including all 50 variations of wings. So this is like basically grouping all types of Animal Jam wing items into one. And you know what, honestly, bearing that in mind, I think I'm going to put it godly. Not the Cupid Wings themselves, it's just all the wings put together, because like wings are a good accessory. Also, me with my Fortnite knowledge, wings are the most popular back bling over on Fortnite for any of those interested. It's just a nice touch, you know, to add to a character if you're sort of confused what to put on the back of these. So yeah, these are fine. Furry hats, not counting the magenta one obviously. I mean... they're okay, they're a bit chunky, and anytime I see a furry hat, I'm constantly reminded of Pepper now. I wouldn't say they're a bad item, but there's a lot more, I would just say, eccentric ones you can put on your head, like helmets, feathered stuff, so yeah, slap it in B. Feathered mask, alright, I made sure to get every single feathered head item in here. Just to like, so it's not just a headdress, you know, since a lot of people aren't able to access a headdress, so there's a lot of different types of feathered head items, and the feathered mask, it was really commonly distributed in Epic Wonders. It's an alright item. I don't like how it covers the eyes, it makes the eyes like white, but apart from that, I mean, it's alright. The blanket and any other like, God, what's it called, capes or blankets in the game, like I'll classify them all together. I mean, they're just boring. Honestly, why would you want to wear this? I know people wear the beta blankets all the time, but just why? It's an ugly patched blanket. I'm honestly going to put it in cancer. And the other blankets as well, or the other capes in the game or whatever, they're just hand too low on most animals. They look a bit stupid, like especially on animals like birds or pandas or things like that. It just looks like a little tissue attached to the back. It's ugly. Club Gay Hose hat and headphones, I think this is called. Club Gay. I said Gay Hose because I honestly don't know how to say the name of that location. You know, the one that got removed from the game to be replaced with a second diamond shop. It's nice that we have some sort of memorabilia for that item. It came out as Club Gay Hose was getting shut down, so this is another like. This was one of the ones actually submitted by you guys over on Instagram, because you said, you know, it has an impact on the actual, like, sort of game story, I guess, so that's how it's quite iconic. Would you use this over the other head items? I don't think so, but it is a good item and has a nice, you know, backlog behind it, and rip Club Geos. Ribbon scarf, this one's pretty easy. It's a very nice non-member item, especially neck items. There aren't much stuff you can realistically use as a non-member, so... I think slap that in A, that should be good. Also, now that non-members can change colours, they can change this to whatever they want, and it goes well as a like finishing touch to most items, you know, if you have a whole outfit and you just need a neck item. Scullies, aka Panda Ballsack item. Okay, so they removed this item from the game. This item was like here from the beta period. They removed it from the game because it looked like a ballsack on pandas. And then they added it back, and guess what? It still looks like a ballsack on pandas. I don't know, it's just another example of AJHQ stupidity, really. They try and remove an item to fix it, then make a whole deal about it being back. And of course they added it into the diamond shop, by the way, I mean, where else? They made sure non-members won't be able to get that to sort of entice people to buy membership in diamonds. That being said, it is a okay design for an item, but it doesn't cover the whole tail, and it's just two balls wiggling off your tail. But it does look like a ball sack on pandas. It's going in A just for that. Wheels. I think this was a way too overhyped item. I know it was unreleased for a long period of time, but I mean, on most animals especially, it just looks a bit odd. Like, it doesn't fully go even near their feet, you know? Especially, like, underwater / land animals. Like, things with fins or feathers, it just doesn't look good. See your cancer. That being said, it's good for like troll outfits and things along those lines, so I won't give it cancer rank, I'll put it in C. Rhino Helmet. Now this is a bit of an odd one because everyone loved this when it was rare. It was sort of like one of these staple beta items that everyone would want, but now that it was obviously, you know, back in shops and its worth has like been diminished to basically nothing, people sort of stopped caring about it. I don't think it ever looked good. I mean, the giant ass horn in the middle just looks like a dildo sticking out. It just looks stupid. But one thing that is interesting about it though is how it shapes around different animals' heads. Like the artist did a pretty good job for like molding it around the different character designs, if that makes sense. Like they put a lot of effort into that. So I'll give it a B. Fox hats. This might be a controversial one. I actually started playing back in like 2011 when these were released as a rare item Monday. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's a dead animal's head on your head. It's one of these staple AJ items, you know. It's one of these good rares for non-members and even members. I mean, one thing that does bring it down a lot though, like I've got to mention it because I'm cringing in my head just thinking about it, is all the role players that use this in Serapia Forest or whatever it's called. Oh god. It is a really well-designed item though, and has a lot of good colours that are compatible with like other items such as the bows. And it is very memorable. Like at the end of the day, it's a list of like the most iconic items, so I'm putting up here. Slingshots? No, I want to rate that after the bow. Where's the bows? Bows first. These go hand in hand with the fox hats, honestly. I mean, they're one of these adventure items that once again non-members can earn and own. And back items in general, I see a lot of members even wearing this or wands. There is one I significantly dislike more than the other, and I think you'll be able to tell after where I place this. But the bows are kind of too chunky on the back for some animals, and they do get covered by a lot of head items like headdresses and stuff. But they're still either like really good either way, just even comboed with fox hats or without. They're a good, you know, thing if you don't have anything for a back item. And once again ruined by the role players, but I'll give them godly. Pants. I can't believe it took them this long to add this genius idea into the game. I think this was released like what, 2 years ago? And there's also like short ones, like shorts. So they released a bunch of variations of these. I mean, it's good. You can use it for like, I know a lot of people want to dress their like animals in a humanistic sort of form. Humanistic, is that a word? Humane? They want to like, you know, dress them up with normal like shirts, socks, that sort of stuff. So for that, I'd say it's good. For other implications, I mean, what else would you wear as like, does this count as a back item? I think it does. Yeah, most people just put wands or bows on the back, so I think it's, I mean, it's not really memorable either, considering it didn't come out too long ago. It doesn't deserve C though, because it is a good item. Put it in here. Swords. Okay, so that's one thing I forgot about. It's the battle between bows, swords, or wands. For which one is better. And I've got to say, I do prefer the bows, but they are sort of really chunky on some animals and look a bit odd. The swords, I'm classing both. The sword is a really weird item because there's the pirate swords, which is the non-member one, then there's the sword, which is literally the same item. Like, it looks the exact same, but it's members only. I don't see why they did that, what the point in that was, but either way, swords are also non-member. Another cool weapon item. Oh, I should probably point out that both the swords and bows, I think, do the bows? No, the bows don't. Some of these items impact, like, your damage you're able to output in adventures. So they give you a literal competitive advantage in-game. Ooh. That makes me think now. Swords are also really good to put on your back. I mean, they're not as chunky, they're a lot slimmer. So depending on what item you're using. I've got to place bows below now. Just because these actually give you an advantage in adventures. So that's like a nice cool touch. Yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Wings. I mean, I sort of already mentioned wings with the Cupid Wings. I didn't want to include 2 variations, but let's just put them there quick. Top hats. I really don't like these. There's just so much better stuff you can put on your head than The thing is, it's not like necessarily a bad item, like the design of it. I mean, it's just a simple top hat, but that's exactly what makes it a bit boring and bland. Not to even, you know, mention that it's Apari's main head item, but that aside, it's just, I don't know, I don't feel it. I don't vibe with top hats. There were just always this boring item that came in these odd colours, and I especially don't like the solid ones, the ones that are all coloured the same colour. I don't know, it's boring. I can't give it C though, because they're a really, really, really popular item. Like, everyone knows top hats when they think of AJ. No chance for going in godly though. Put him in A. A and B will be like the ones for the, you know, sort of good, memorable items. Tiara. I am including the pearly one and the purple gem one. What's that one called? I know there's like... Oh no, it's the beta one and the pearly tiara, the one in the game or two in the game one. I mean, it's a fucking tiara. I'm really confused why straight males wear this. I mean, look, I'm not gonna judge or hate, but it's just like... Do you really want a fucking tiara on your head? It's such a shit and basically designed item as well. Like, there's nothing good about this. They've made like 50 different variations of tiaras too. Most of them like are way better than this basic one as well. Like, there's ones with like flames and ice coming out of them and stuff. But why? Just why do people like this? I'm really confused. This is definitely going in cancer. I can't put it in there though because it is one of these items that was always in the stores, like since 2011, so everyone knows about it. Look, I don't care, I'm making an exception for this. This is off into cancer. I just hate it so much. If you wear tiara, you got big gay. Next. Another one I hate. I feel like I'm not being too fair on these because they are like really classic items, but at the same time, it's like people only wear these. My voice is going already. How long are we into this video? People only wear these because they look like these, you know, clout goggles or whatever they're called that people wear IRL. I hate how they cover the eyes completely. Like, look in the center of them. It's just like blue, giant blue circles. It's just a basic shitty designed item again, just like the tiara is boring. Holiday sweater. I tried not to put too many Jamaliday items on here because it's like... They're seasonal items, you know? Seasonal items don't tend to like stick around for long. Like, yeah, sure, you might wear a Christmas outfit, but how long are you going to use it throughout the year? And holiday sweaters, people do actually use, like, throughout even past Christmas, which is really confusing because, like, why would you want a sweater with a snowman on it, on your main look for the whole, you know, the whole year round? It's... At the same time, a load of better items have come out, like, just like better shirt or flannel or jacket items than the sweater. That being said, the sweater was obtainable for free and it's also for non-members, and there aren't many like shirt items for non-members. I just hate how people wear it all year round. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it B though. It is a well-designed item and it's appropriate for the season, but do whatever you want. I don't judge. Beak. This is by far not like one of the very like displayable or iconic ones, I would say, but a lot of people do know about it and it's sort of mostly used for like troll outfits and things. One great thing about it though is it can be used to like modify your animal. Like if you have, let's say, just a wolf or anything and you put wings on it and put a beak on it, you can turn it into a griffin. So it's like what's the point in feral when you can make your own mythic animals in AJ, you know? That game was just a stupid idea in general. But yeah, Beak. You can make some pretty funny outfits as well. I saw people like turn birds into ducks and things like that. Pelicans, toucans into pelicans. But it's not really usable past trolling. I'm gonna give it a C. It's not bad by any means though. Baseball cap. This is what all of these like Animal Jam noobs that only recently just bought membership would use. Like either these or the sunglasses and baseball cap. I don't know. I mean, it looks okay on like Arctic wolves, I guess, which is the most stereotypical thing people use them on. It is like a normal clothing item too, which is I guess why people are so wanting to use it. But apart from that, it's just a bit shit. You look like a chav if you wear it. Once again, way better head items too, so give it a C. This item is a fucking scam. I hate this so much. This item's a fraud. It says the call is for dragon mask, but under like no animal at all in the game. Like absolutely no animal does it ever fit over the actual animal's head. It just sort of pokes out on top of the animal's head like a fucking dick. You look like a dickhead if you wear this. It's really ugly too. It's got buttons for eyes, and I mean, it's a beta version of the epic dragon mask, which I'll do in a second. This item's terrible. I don't know what people were thinking when they were designing it. It never covers the actual head, so it's not a mask, it's just a hat. Epic dragon mask, on the other hand, you can turn any of your dragons, especially like it works good with the alligators if you turn them into a dragon, so I'll give it a C once again, because People often don't want to cover the actual animal's head, like, fully. They'll rather wear something that just stays on the head. I guess that would make the dragon hat better than the actual mask, right? No, this is shit. I'm not moving this out of cancer. This is staying in here. This is a Walmart version of the Epic Dragon mask. Knight Helmet. This is a well-designed item, I've got to say. Like, sure, it might be like a stereotypical non-member thing to, like, buy and wear, but it comes in, like, I think 5 seasonal or rare item Monday variants. There's, like, Friendship, Jamaliday, and then there's a rare black one which they recently released, which is, like, really actually usable, you know, even for members. So yeah, I won't call this a bad item. I also like how they, change how it looks for different animal types. Like, they actually took effort into animating it over the tops of different animals' heads, and is quite memorable. Put it in A. Alright, well, I guess I can't stall these any longer, can I? Realistically, I'm gonna have to eventually rate these. Headdress. Oh god. This item has been extremely popular throughout the whole history of the game, since even 2011, you know, when it was first getting released. It gained rarity only because it can't release back into the stores, because some triggered Indian mum called up AJHQ saying how they don't want the Indian race to be represented in game. Which this whole thing is just like so stupid. It seems like they're just purposefully not releasing. Like, you had no problem releasing Scullies back into the game when they still look like ball sacks on pandas, but they're just keeping Headdress from releasing back in, which is sort of a bummer. I really do wish these were less rare and more people could obtain them, honestly. Like, you know, if they came back to stores, and I own one of these, like, I never cared about the rarity, it's just a really cool item to own and wear. It also has quite like a grand appearance on the animal's head. Like, sometimes it's way too oversized, but it's good that it fills up a load of space over like the top of the animal's head. It just sort of looks like just think of like a crown, but for animals, you know, if that makes sense. I mean, it lets out hella alpha vibes, I'll just say that. There's also a reason why I chose this, like, for my main look, because it does have a lot of this Native American culture around it. And another reason, actually, why people are triggered about it getting released into the game is because, you know, Native Indian, like, war chiefs, they had to work their way up to earning a actual headdress. Like, each feather signified some task they had to perform. And similarly to how, like, in Animal Jam, how it takes long to actually be able to, you know, trade for one, how you need to put a lot of effort into the trade-in, is the similar, like, sort of concept, how you need to work your way up, and once you do have one, you're sort of, you know, the real deal. By far the most popular item, like, head item in the game, I'd say. I mean, there's no denying it, you already knew where I was going to put this. Actually, put it right to the front here. Oh, the colours of it as well. It comes in a lot of nice colours. The only issue I have is that there's 2 green ones. Like, the green one in general I find to be, like, one of the worst colours. Like, why would you want a green one? It's sort of ew. It would be nice to release these back with potentially new colour combinations too. That would be great. Please, AJ. Turtle shell. I think a load of people picked this out just because saying, like, it looks like a Koopa shell from Mario or something. It's an alright item, but I mean, once again, it's just really mostly used for trolling, see? Feathered tails. This is like the turkey feathers, the, what was it, peacock feathers, the promo one, because I don't have it on the list here. The peacock tails are used quite often, just because they're like really colourful. And these are nice because they have like more bland colour palettes, so they're quite useful, especially for, mostly for flying animals. They're good for flying animals if you don't have any, like, tail, any idea what tail you want to put on. I'd say they're quite good. Candy cane socks. These are another one of these Jamal Day items, but unlike the sweater, like, you actually can't tell these were meant for the Christmas season. So they are, like, cool to wear all year round. It's sort of weird just walking around with socks, though. I mean, I can't relate. I've never done that during filming my videos, right? When I get up and then you all comment about my socks. But yeah, socks. Not much to say. One thing I do find a bit weird is how they look like hi-fi socks, and once you get that into your mind, it sort of brings in weird comparisons. But yeah, it's a really good item. In fact, non-member too, so non-members can use them, and I see them everywhere. Screw it, put them in here. Mostly because, like, they give me hella E-Thought vibes. Alright, since we're getting into the actual important stuff, I think we need to give full appreciation to probably the most popular item in the game, the one with the most history and lore around it too. I mean, if you ever like got scammed, you'd know that it was like trading for a necklace or something. Is the trademark item of scammers, basically, as well as with the whole FMan122 when he was doing the hack thing, where he was sending jamograms with these in, you know, to hack people's accounts. It's just, this item is so bizarre. It's the cheapest item ever released in stores. I think just slightly less expensive than the beards when they were released. But yeah, just really bizarre item. I mean, it's got such a simplistic design, but people, when they look at this, they can instantly think back to, you know, AJ. It's the cheapest, least rare, always available item. Yeah, everyone just sort of like memes about it, you know, and understands it, so just for that, I think is gonna go here. Ooh, also, do you think people would be mad at me for placing a necklace here and like fairy hats or actual good items below? Also, I think I gave sword just an advantage because it does more damage in adventures, which thinking about it now is stupid. I should move bows up too, because the bows are good. Dual samurai swords, they're the member version of basically just these basic swords that everyone wears, but most people even still prefer to use these normal swords over these dual katanas, which I don't understand because these are way cooler. Once again, this is just my opinion. I do prefer them over the normal swords, but at the same time, I don't really use swords in general, so put them on the same level though. Oh, also there's the adventure advantage. They give you bonus damage. Skeleton suit. I never really liked this item past like Halloween-y outfits, but once again, it's one of these seasonal items that people wear all year round. It is really, really unique though, because it's a back item that covers the entire animal. It really pisses me off how it like goes on top of any other items you have. So for example, if you have a spike, it will cover the spike and it will look sort of glitchy and awkward, but yeah, it's a great, like, it's sort of like adding extra pattern to your animal, which I sort of wish this is what it was, like an extra pattern for the pattern palette. That being said, it is like a really, really unique item, and I don't think they ever done anything similar to this. Oh, they've done underwater scales, which is similar, and underwater skeleton suits, obviously. I'd say just for the uniqueness and usability of it, and how you can pretty much put anything else you want on top of it, it'll go into you. Police hat. Oh, we should all wear these one time for a Stray Cat 2 AJ stream. You guys know the Animal Jam pedophile. I wouldn't say the design of these is bad. It's actually cool how they're made of like leaves. So it's like the animal police, you know? The same sort of gives me Zootopia vibes as well. The design of it is original, and recently they added like promo versions, which is like slight modifications of this, like, you know, with the gold and silver badges. I've seen on members using it. I've never seen anyone make an actual good outfit with it. It's just sort of like, why would you put this on when there's so much better stuff to use? That being said, I wouldn't say it's bad. Far from good, but it's not bad. I'll put it here. Party hats. I do shit on a lot of rare items. Like, I just say, oh, this is way too overused or anything. But in this case, it is a really unique item. Fully animated too. It's got like the sprinkle fins flying off it. You can tell they just put a lot of effort into this. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was during the beta days, one of the monthly gifts near the New Year's, right? So it was only released once, so it is like really, really rare. I see why a lot of people would want to get their hands on this. But yeah, it's a really unique item. It's got like 3 or 4 Rare Item Monday versions, or like holiday seasonal versions of it, that are also really well coloured. All the colours of these are really bright and match like a variation of back items, leg items, things along those lines. I'm gonna have to put them in here. Hi, post-editing Patch here. So this video turned out to be a bit longer than expected. I'll have to probably split into like 2 or 3 parts, just like my other tier list video. I hope that's okay with you all. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just all like sort of filler content, whilst I'm like trying to, you know, get back into YouTube, and I'm working on a much longer like actually properly edited scripted video. So yeah, just bear with me whilst I get into the gear of things, you know, I'm sort of having to adjust back into making videos. It's sort of been hard. But yeah, I just thought it's better to upload something than nothing, so yeah. Be sure to use the template in the description below, and also in the comments let me know one item you'd put in the cancer tier and one in the godly tier. If anyone puts necklaces below godly, then you're just wrong. I'm sorry, your opinion's wrong. Either way, it's actually quite convenient for me that there's like 1 or 2 more parts of this tier list thing that I can upload, because after those days, my longer scripted video should be done, so yeah, that should be fun. Either way, I don't have an outro again. Thanks for watching. Bye.